Hurricane Laura is expected to make landfall near the Texas-Louisiana border on Wednesday night. Its wind speeds are hovering 145 miles per hour. If the winds stay that strong, the storm will become part of a small group. Only 13 hurricanes in U.S. history have ever made landfall at or above 145 miles per hour, according to Philip Klotzbach, a meteorologist at Colorado State University. Wind speed is the primary way meteorologists measure a storm's intensity. It's what determines the categories on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Right now, Laura's a Category 4 storm. Anything Category 3 and above is considered a major hurricane. Samantha Lee, Business Insider. Although Hurricane Laura's landfall is expected to bring life-threatening storm surge and extremely dangerous conditions, it likely won't be one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes ever based on wind speed alone. The chart below ranks the strongest Atlantic hurricanes based on sustained winds. Hurricanes with faster wind speeds are usually more destructive than those with slower winds. But that's far from the only factor that determines how destructive a storm can be. For instance, Hurricane Katrina, the most destructive hurricane in U.S. history, had sustained wind speeds of 125 miles per hour when it made landfall near the Louisiana-Mississippi border. A man, woman, and baby puts his baby abandon their car after it started to float in the Treme area of New Orleans, August 29, 2005. Reuters' WilkingBut Katrina brought a deadly, 20-foot-high wall of water to New Orleans, which caused levees to break and 80% of the city to flood. Storm surges like that happen when a storm pushes water levels above the normal tide line. In Katrina's case, that storm surge accounted for a majority of the 1,800 deaths the hurricane caused. Imagine having a high tide that is 30 feet 1 meter higher than normal, scientists Orrin, Pilkey and Rob Young wrote in their book, The Rising Sea. Now, imagine there are hurricane-driven waves on top of that extra high tide. That is the impact of the storm surge. Flooding after Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, August 29, 2005. AP photo. Eric. GayClimate change is increasing the chances that storms develop high wind speeds. A recent study based on satellite data showed that each new decade over the last 40 years has brought an 8% increase in the chance that a storm turns into a major hurricane. A study from 2013, meanwhile, found that for each degree the planet warmed over the previous 40 years, the proportion of Category 4 and 5 storms increased by 25% to 30%. People navigate floodwaters caused by Hurricane Harvey, August 2017. David J. Phillip, AP. Almost all of the damage and mortality caused by hurricanes is done by major hurricanes. James Kossin, an atmospheric scientist at NOAA and the lead author of the first study, told CNN. Increasing the likelihood of having a major hurricane will certainly increase this risk. Quote,